Alrighty boyos, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing? Guys, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. In today's video we're going to be speculating on what kind of weapon set we will be seeing in Fortnite Save the World during Season 9. Of course, this is actually going to tie in with the entire piece of news that Epic Games kind of confirmed that the military weapon set would be coming back in Season 9. A lot of people have been wanting the military weapon set to come back. If we take a look at the collection book, if we go to event schematics and then the military weapons, you guys can see that there are a lot of fan favorites on this page. What they said specifically is they said that the most highly requested weapon set would be coming back during Season 9. Well, in today's video, I kind of want to tie that in a little bit with the weapons that are in Battle Royale. For those of you guys that don't already know, in Season 9, the main focus of this season, or at least that we know of, is that there's going to be a lot of SSD changes, a lot of potential in-game content going to be added, and a lot of content in general. Okay, this is going to be a little bit way more focused towards the future of the game rather than just an event that we're going to play and then forget about, I don't know, like the road trip event or something like that. So this is definitely going to be an event that is very much focused on the future of the game, and it's going to take a lot of manpower for that. So I have a little bit of a theory. What if the military weapon set, of course, is going to be coming back during Season 9. Like they said, the most requested weapon set would be coming back. Most people would request a military weapon set. I made a whole video about this. But what if the actual weapon set for that event for Season 9 was going to be a weapon set for the military set version 2.0? Now, in today's video, we are going to be going over to Battle Royale, or more specifically Creative, and we're going to be taking a look at all of the weapons that we could potentially be seeing coming in Season 9. Of course, this is all theory crafting. This is just me just talking about what I hope to see, because there is going to be a lot of manpower going towards Season 9 in the in-game content department. So wouldn't it make sense if the Epic Games staff were to take something that already exists, just change it up a little bit, you know, change up the perks, maybe add a unique 6 perk, and then change the stats, and then put them into Save the World. It's actually been a very long time since we've actually seen something from Battle Royale come to Save the World in terms of a weapon, and in my opinion, with the focus being so heavy on the actual content, it would make sense from a developer standpoint that you were to take some assets that already exist and put them in Save the World. And I know for a fact that a lot of people really wouldn't complain about this kind of stuff because these weapons are actually really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to creative mode, and we're going to take a look at these weapons in action, and I'll just give you guys my, own thoughts and opinions about these and what exactly they could become in Fortnite Save the World. So I'll see you guys then. Come, my little slave child. Drive me to the range. Do it. Oh, hey guys. Alrighty boyos, so here we are in Fortnite Creative. Now, we are going to be taking a look at these Battle Royale weapons and kind of doing the whole speculation thing and kind of talking about what they could potentially be in Fortnite Save the World. Of course, the reason that I would like to see these in the game is because, well, they've existed for so long in Fortnite Battle Royale that I just feel like it's about high time that they finally come to the game. And we actually have 2 weapons over there, 2 weapons at the top, and if we go down here, we got 4 right here as well. So that is a total of 8 weapons, and even some weapon sets that exist right now don't even see themselves having 8 weapons in total. But these are some weapons that I would like to see in Fortnite Save the World, and it would kind of make sense from a development standpoint, seeing as they need to focus so much on in-game content whenever it comes to Season 9. So there are tons of weapons that are in Battle Royale that don't exist in Save the World, so let's go ahead and go over them. So first up, I think a fan favorite that a lot of people would really like to see come to Fortnite Save the World is the AK. This has definitely been in the game for months upon months upon months, and people absolutely love this weapon, myself included. And this would be a fantastic either full damage assault rifle, or they can make it a full headshot assault rifle. You guys know how we have a weapon like, the Wraith, which is a crit build weapon. Well, the AK-47, they could kind of implement it in the same way, where it's still a very slow firing weapon where you want to kind of take your shots very carefully to control your bloom, and they could center this weapon around either a full damage build, kind of being like that ideal full damage build, or they could make it into a headshot build assault rifle. We have the Wraith and we have the Silent Spectre. Those weapons are built from the ground up with crit in mind. It would be nice to have an assault rifle that does a hefty amount of damage that is built from the ground up with either damage or headshot damage in mind. So, of course, this gun right here is a no-brainer. I know a lot of you guys really want to see this one in the game. I do as well myself. There's another weapon right here, which we have the silent sniper rifle. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You know, of course, we already have the one-shot in Fortnite Save the World. Why would we need a silenced variant? Well, if you take a look at the Siegebreaker versus the Wraith, both of those weapons are the exact same model of weapon, but they perform very much differently. You know, you have the Siegebreaker, which is a very fast firing weapon that doesn't do much damage, and then you have the Wraith, which is a slower firing weapon, which does a lot more damage. What they could do with the silent sniper rifle is have this weapon not perform like the normal Save the World sniper rifle, which has a very high fire rate and low damage, and instead make this one perform more like the Battle Royale version, to where it's actually going to be very slow firing, but going to be very hefty on damage. You know, currently, at least in my opinion, there's not really that many great sniper rifles out there. Whenever I use my Obliterator, you know, a lot of people like to bring up the Obliterator, I use it myself as a pickaxe. So I would like to see another sniper kind of hit the scene and be a very important one, and be one that a lot of people would like to use, especially in in-game content, to really take out those husks. Because currently, you know, we got the Spyglass, Old Betsy, Obliterator, all that kind of stuff. I would really like to see a new sniper rifle that's an actual good one. Next up, we have the Spaz 12. A lot of people, including myself, have been waiting on this weapon, very much like the AK. The Spaz and the AK came out around the exact same time, and a lot of people have really been wanting to see this weapon because it would be perfect for shotgun builds, of course, and shotgun builds in the current state are a little bland in my opinion. You know, whenever you are using shotguns, you are a little bit limited, at least in my opinion. You know, you got the Dragoon for your multi-targets, you got the Squire and the Boiler, Disintegrator and Helium, but let's get some more variety in there. Let's get some more shotguns in there. The Spaz 12 would be absolutely perfect. I know a lot of people have been waiting on this one. I think it would be perfect, in my opinion, if it were to come to Save the World. Now, this last one, for at least this portion right here, is a little bit of an iffy one. These are the dual pistols. Now, I know a lot of people will kind of be a little bit questionable of these personally because they're already in the game as an ability, and that's the exact same reason why we haven't seen the minigun come to Fortnite Save the World as its own standalone weapon. But I think the dual pistols in Battle Royale, or at least how they perform, would make it perfect if they were just to be their own standalone weapon in Save the World. You know, the different sounds that they have and the way that they fire is way different from what we currently have in Save the World. I would really like to see a pair of dual pistols come to Save the World from Battle Royale. So those are the first 4 weapons. I want to take a look at 4 more. So these are a little bit more long-range weapons. So we have the blue infantry rifle, we have the legendary infantry rifle, and if we go up here, we have definitely one that a lot of people really want to see, the boom bow, and then we have the scoped revolver. So these are the final weapons that I would like to see in this set. This would be a total of 8 weapons that would come in the military set version 2.0. So we'll go and start with the infantry rifles, because I'm sure you guys are very curious here. Well, the reason I have both of these infantry rifles is because even though they are considered the same weapon, just different rarity, they look drastically different, especially the legendary version. I feel like with the infantry rifles right here, this could be an attempt at making a really good synergy between these two weapons. With the normal infantry rifle, you know, the World War II variant, or, you know, what have you, the M1 Grand, you would be able to use this weapon as, let's say, a headshot build, right? So both weapons would, I guess, have similar stats, or maybe they could change them around, but this weapon would be a really cool headshot build kind of weapon. So kind of center the perks around a headshot build and have the stats centered around a headshot build. And then you have the other version of the infantry rifle, where you could have this one centered around a crit build. Imagine a weapon like this that is a semi-automatic and it were to have a 20% crit hit chance, you know, just off its base, like the Spectre and the Wraith. That would make this weapon an absolute monster to use, and I would love to use this weapon in Fortnite Save the World. I think this weapon would be perfect if it were a crit build, and it would definitely be a fan favorite. Next up, we have the scoped revolver. Now, I know yet again we have a version of this. It is called the Judge, but yet again you could have a different variant of it. I mean, we have the Spyglass and we have the Old Betsy, we have the Siegebreaker, we have the Wraith, we have the One Shot, I believe it's called, we have the Frostbite. So why not have the Judge and then have, well, a different version of it? So have a Judge with a scope on it, increase its range, maybe give it separate perks and maybe slightly different stats, and then you have yourself a completely different weapon that more people might enjoy using. Again, this could be another instance of you could prioritize it towards a headshot build, or just something a little bit more interesting. I know that Calamity mains would have a blast with this weapon, and more weapons, you know, whether or not they're useless or not, you know, I always appreciate more weapons in the game. I would like to see a scoped Judge make its way to save the world. And lastly, we have probably the most infamous weapon on this list, something that I have been wanting this in Save the World since the second it was announced, the boom bow. Now, of course, you could use this boom bow, you know, you could make this boom bow either two separate things in Save the World. You could keep it the same way that it is now, with explosions that go off after you shoot it, or you could, you know, take the shotgun shell off of the end and just allow it to be a normal compound bow. This would make it to where it would be more useful, where you wouldn't be able to blow up propanes with it, and this would be an excellent single target weapon. It would just be fantastic. It would be something a little bit different, and something that we haven't seen in Save the World as of yet. You know, of course we got the crossbows, but the crossbows don't feel good to use. You know, all you do is do one click and then you fire it. Well, whenever, it's just something about bows in video games, holding down your click and actually having it, you know, arc like an actual arrow and just perform like an actual bow and arrow. It's just something amazing. And something I always like to bring up is Destiny 2. A lot of people really like Destiny 2's bow and arrow the second that they added it to the game. A lot of people really enjoyed it. And I just think that PvE games with bows just can be a lot of fun. Killing zombies with a bow and arrow or shooting smashers and doing massive damage would be a lot of fun, especially in Save the World. This bow performs perfect. I feel like the team over on Battle Royale got this weapon to perform exactly how it needs to be, to where it is just the most fun that it could possibly be. But guys, that is pretty much it for the showcase of these weapons. I would love to see these weapons come in Season 9. Even if they don't come in Season 9, I would still like to see them come sometime in the future. But I think that with everything that we really talked about, we could really potentially be seeing these come to the game. You got the entire development team that are working on Season 9 and are trying to perfect it in a sense that they want to make sure that we are given some actual in-game content and something to keep playing for. So they're probably not going to have as much time to dedicate towards heroes and weapons. So because of that, why not just import some of the weapons that already exist and some of the weapons that people have been asking for since day one? You know, make them slightly different builds, this be a headshot build, that weapon be a crit build, you know, make this silent sniper rifle perform differently than the sniper rifle already in the game, allow the AK to be a either full damage or headshot damage assault rifle. Just get all sorts of different weapons, get all these different weapons and have them perform differently if they're similar to a weapon that already exists. You know, scoped revolver being an example. So I would really like to see these weapons come to Save the World. It would make the most sense for me personally, instead of them just making an entirely new weapon set whenever they should be focusing on, you know, more important content. I think it would make the most sense from a dev standpoint, but I do want to hear what you guys got to say in the comments down below. But that is it for this video. That is it for my little piece of speculation and what I would like to see in Save the World. I do want to hear from you guys down in the comments. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.